Let's take a look at some of the muscles of the arm. So this muscle here is the deltoid muscle. It inserts on the humerus, and because the deltoid has an anterior, lateral, and posterior portion, it can move the arm in many different directions. This is the biceps brachii. The biceps brachii is an important muscle for flexion of the elbow. So this crosses the elbow and is involved with elbow flexion. Just deep to the biceps brachii, we can see a little bit of the brachialis muscle peeking out here. And the brachialis muscle, like the biceps brachii, is also important for flexion of the elbow. Notice how on this model the forearm is slightly turned, so that now we're looking at the back of the forearm. This muscle here is the brachioradialis muscle. It's the largest muscle in the forearm, and it's also involved with elbow flexion, and it's involved with some other movements too. Looking at the back of the forearm, almost all of these muscles are going to be involved with wrist and digit actions. Notice that the tendons cross the wrist. So many of them are going down to the digits, right? And we're looking at the back of the hand here. So these muscles and their tendons are going to be pulling on the back of the wrist and the back of the fingers. So that will be causing extension of the wrist and extension of the fingers. Looking at the back of the arm, again, we can see the deltoid. This muscle here is the triceps brachii muscle. The triceps brachii muscle crosses the elbow and is really important for elbow extension. So this is your main elbow extensor. Again, notice how the hand here is turned on this model. So we're actually looking at the anterior surface of the forearm here. Okay? And most of these muscles are going to be the wrist and digit flexors, right? So the wrist and digit flexors are going to be found on the anterior side of your forearm because they're going to pull the wrist and the digits towards the front of your arm. We call that flexion. So those are wrist and digit flexors.